Have you ever had anyone tell you that you can become whatever you want? You can become whatever you wish to become? Perhaps in childhood, someone who had good intentions and was trying to be encouraging by giving such advice? Problem is, such advice is completely wrong. This is a lie, a deception. You shouldn't try to become anything you wish to become because you aren't gifted at everything. While I could pursue becoming a car mechanic and spend hours learning it, I will never get to the level of someone who spends the same amount of time but is already mechanically gifted and picks up the concepts that are needed for this job much more quickly than I ever would be able to do. It's a lie we commonly tell children. You can be anything you want to be, instead of guiding them to become what they can, what they are actually capable of becoming. Why do we study personality typing anyway? Is it so we can become experts at cognitive functions? So we can talk endlessly for hours about FI and TE and variance and attachment styles? So we can talk endlessly for hours about what an INTP is, or how to find an INTJ, or what your personal thoughts are about the ESTP? Make no mistake, I am not knocking fundamental knowledge, and I am not dismissing personality theory as a very valid way of learning how to understand others as well as ourselves. We all have to begin somewhere. But at some point, when is enough enough? Is it just knowledge for the sake of knowledge? Or do we study personality typing for a greater reason? The point in learning all this typing stuff is not so you can just keep talking about the nuts and bolts of it. What would the hive look like if all the worker bees did was sit around in the hive and talk to one another about who they are, but never left the hive? Wow, you have wings too? You like honey too? Wow, so do I. You have black stripes on your body just like I do? Wow, let's talk all about those black stripes. And so on. There comes a time when we have to leave the hive after we learn who we are. And you learn who you are so you can get about the business of becoming who you are. You learn so you can become. Personality typing helps define, or in some cases confirm, who you are so you can use it. You have to understand yourself so you know what to do with yourself. I believe it's dangerous when we never get past the knowledge stage, when we never get to the point of actual application. I see evidence of this already out there. When I hear how we can become what we wish to become in the world of personality, I know we have spent too much time in a place we were only meant to occupy temporarily. Statements such as how we can teach ourselves to use all of our functions equally at the same strength, or the kind of navel-gazing that seems to come about when we get mired down in the rabbit hole of details about personality. This leads down a dangerous path. It is inherently selfish and becomes self-serving. It prevents you from becoming who you are meant to be. And if you believe you can actually get to the point where you can be some kind of godlike type, you believe you no longer need others. And why would you, if you can be it all by yourself? This kind of thinking is falsifiable, because if this were true, then where is that all-inclusive type? Does it exist? Have we seen any evidence of it? And how long will it realistically take to make yourself into this type? Meanwhile, while you are out trying to reach some impossible goal, your community suffers because you are not fulfilling the role you were meant to fill. Not only that, but when we try to step into something we won't ever be good at, we are taking the place of someone who should be in that position. I know people in leadership positions who are terrible leaders, and by sitting in that seat, it prevents a truly good leader from sitting there. It's not realistic. Realism is knowing who you are and knowing it accurately. Realism is being honest with yourself, honest in recognizing your strengths as well as your weaknesses. Once you've reached the point of some further understanding of yourself, Now you have to take a good, hard, honest look at yourself and figure out your strengths, what you're good at, what you can do realistically. And once you've done that, then you need to develop that strength in yourself. Because even though it may be a natural strength, working on it takes it to a mastery level. I had natural musical gifts from a very young age, but had I not put the practice time in on my instrument, those gifts would still be undeveloped. So it's a matter of learning who you are, so you can assess who you are, so you can become who you are meant to be, and make your community a better place for all.